Welcome to TriPoint Report, your trusted lens on immigration and global shifts immigration. America First 2.0, proposed air travel regulations under review. Today we're diving into a set of proposed air travel regulations reportedly linked to President Donald Trump's America First 2.0 agenda. Although still in early-stage discussions, these proposals are attracting attention due to their focus on passenger carry-on items and what those belongings may imply about a traveler's identity, origin, or beliefs. Legislative framework: the National Air Reform Act, NAR. These measures are currently under review within the framework of a potential federal bill known as the National Air Reform Act, or NAR. If enacted, this legislation would significantly expand federal control over domestic air travel, introducing new layers of screening and surveillance, and increasing executive authority over airport operations. Clear electronics. Visibility mandate. Among the policy ideas being explored is a visibility mandate requiring all electronics larger than a smartphone, such as laptops, tablets, and cameras, to be carried in clear, tamper-resistant containers with visible serial numbers. These would be scanned and matched to travelers using facial recognition. Supporters believe this approach could deter the use of hidden electronics for illicit activities, while critics warn of increased surveillance and potential infringement on privacy, particularly for individuals carrying sensitive data, like journalists and diplomats. Private jet passengers may be exempt under early versions of the proposal. Origin-based carry-on bans. Another element under discussion is the restriction of carry-on items based on the country in which they were manufactured. Products from nations categorized as adversarial, such as China, Russia, Iran, and Venezuela, could be banned, even if purchased in the United States. This would impact common items like phones, cameras, and grooming products. Proponents cite national security risks tied to foreign tech, while detractors caution that such restrictions may lead to selective enforcement or racial profiling. The global nature of manufacturing also complicates enforcement, raising questions about how ownership intersects with national loyalty. Weight-based carry-on fees. A separate provision being considered would impose a federal fee on carry-ons based on weight. Any item exceeding 15 pounds would incur a $10 per pound charge, regardless of airline policies. Framed as an environmental move to reduce emissions by discouraging heavy luggage, the proposal includes exemptions for business and government travelers. However, critics argue it creates a financial barrier for low-income passengers, families, and students, turning luggage weight into a socioeconomic issue layered atop existing airline baggage fees. Ideological declarations before boarding. A more controversial measure would require travelers to submit a digital declaration before boarding, confirming that their carry-ons do not contain materials supportive of ideologies deemed hostile to the U.S. Foreign visitors would need to provide additional information about the purpose of their travel, the origin of their belongings, and ideological alignment. These declarations would be stored in each passenger's TSA profile and cross-referenced using AI. Civil rights groups raise alarm over possible violations of free speech and ideological profiling, while advocates argue it promotes national unity and safeguards against the transport of extremist propaganda. Biometric matching of carry-ons to passengers. Another proposal would tie carry-on items directly to passengers using biometric data like facial recognition, iris scans, and voice prints. Once assigned, items must remain with the matched individual through the journey. Any mismatches or unauthorized transfers would be flagged in real time. While seen by some as a breakthrough in personal security and anti-theft measures, others express concern over false positives, long-term data storage, and potential third-party access. Shared travel scenarios, such as family trips, may also be affected by the rigid enforcement model. The bigger picture: redefining U.S. air travel. At the core of these ideas lies the proposed National Air Reform Act, which would redefine U.S. airport security practices. The bill would grant the executive branch enhanced control over air travel infrastructure and procedures, designate air travel as a national security asset, and permit temporary rules without full congressional review during emergencies. Homeland Security's role in luggage and passenger oversight would be expanded, effectively shifting the landscape of American air travel into a more tightly governed space. Travel as trust, the emerging paradigm. Taken together, these policy concepts suggest a transformation of air travel from a focus on physical safety to behavioral and ideological conformity. Travelers would be evaluated not only by what they bring on board, but where those items were made, how heavy they are, and whether their possessions align with national expectations. Supporters argue this would lead to greater efficiency and enhanced protection, while critics fear the erosion of rights, deepening class divides, and an unprecedented level of government scrutiny. What do you think? What's your take? Do these measures enhance security or infringe on personal freedom? Should biometric tracking become a normal part of the flying experience? Join the conversation below and share your perspective. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for future updates.